It was a Tuesday, or maybe a Wednesday. Who can really remember when every day feels the same? The point is, it was an ordinary morning, until it wasn't. I woke up, went through the motions of getting ready, and then I just stopped. My reflection in the mirror seemed drained, defeated. The thought of going to that office, to job, filled me with a dread I couldn't explain. So, I didn't. I turned around, went back to bed, and pulled the covers over my head. That was the day I ghosted my job. No 2 weeks notice, no dramatic exit interview, just silence. I knew it was probably a bad move, unprofessional even. But at that moment, I didn't care. My mind and body had reached their limit. Something had to give, and that day it was my responsibility to that soul-crushing job. Looking back, it's clear the signs were there all along. The Sunday scaries that bled into Monday morning dread. The constant fatigue, even after a full night's sleep. I was existing on autopilot, the joy slowly draining from my days. Work consumed every waking moment, leaving me with nothing for myself, for the things and people I loved. Then came the triggering event, a career development opportunity as my manager called it, which really meant more work, more pressure, and even less time for myself. The announcement was met with forced smiles and empty congratulations from colleagues who were just as burnt out as I was. But that day, something inside me snapped. I realized I wasn't living, I was merely existing for a paycheck. The next morning, I went through the motions again, but this time the dread was a physical sensation. I spilled my coffee all over important documents. Instead of panic, a strange calmness washed over me. I knew it was time for a change. I didn't say a word. I simply picked up my things and walked out. No goodbye, no explanation, no looking back. The weight that had been crushing me for months seemed to lift with every step I took away from that building. Stepping out into the sunshine felt like escaping a prison I didn't know I was in. The initial relief was intoxicating. I spent the next few days doing absolutely nothing. I slept, I ate, I wandered aimlessly. For the first time in what felt like forever, I allowed myself to simply, no deadlines, no expectations, no soul-crushing pressure, just me, myself, and the quiet hum of freedom. The fear of the unknown eventually crept in, of course. The what-ifs and what-nows whispered doubts in the quiet corners of my mind. But amidst the fear, a new feeling emerged, hope. The freedom I felt wasn't just about escaping a toxic job, it was about reclaiming my life. I started to explore passions I'd long neglected. I reconnected with friends and family. I remembered who I was outside the confines of that office. Slowly but surely, I started to rebuild. I took on freelance projects that sparked my interest. I volunteered my time to causes I believed in. The path wasn't always clear, but each step felt like I was moving towards something better, something truer to myself. Looking back, I don't recommend ghosting your job. It's not the most professional or responsible way to handle things. But sometimes when the pressure becomes unbearable, you have to choose yourself. My story isn't meant to be a blueprint, but a reminder. A reminder that we have the power to change our narratives, to rewrite our stories. So, ask yourself, are you living a life that brings you joy? Are you chasing someone else's definition of success? Or are you building your own? If your gut is telling you something needs to change, listen to it. You might just surprise yourself with what you can accomplish when you choose to bet on yourself. What will your story be?